Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 27 of Sign of the Dark House, a Gothic Horror 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons podcast. Because this is a horror podcast, there may be some subject matter that is alarming to some people, such as child endangerment, body horror, blood, gore, violence, things of that nature. So if there is anything that crosses a line for you, please take a break. Your support means a lot to us, but so does your mental health. So, where we last left off, you guys were exploring the garden on the Kruetzwald Estate, finding it to be lush and green and beautiful and full of life, unlike the rest of the estate. Finding the greenhouse and seeing one of the gardeners, which apparently have been alive for over 400 years, guiding a zombie creature into the greenhouse, you discovered that the garden seems to be ruled by an interdimensional plant named Malice, who was very invested in the garden and its gardeners. It shared with you the secret of the lab at the very top of the greenhouse, whereupon you found a book that described a variety of interplanar creatures, odd entities, and contained several notes pointing to what the family might have been doing, including a handwritten note from the patriarch of the family telling Dorothea, his wife, that he was going to remake the world in her image. Upon pilfering the various poisons and psychedelics that were kept in the lab and politely declining, immediately downing them, and possibly getting devoured by the interdimensional space plant, you left and went to the actual house proper for the first time, where you now stand in front of the doors, gazing out across the property, seeing all of the various buildings that you have visited before. As the sun is beginning to set, you stand on the patio, the door to your back, the property to your front. What would you all like to do?
I would like to silently yet swiftly kick in the door.
I was expecting you to do like a check or something.
Yeah,
you
should probably do a
I guess,
strength
maybe.
check
You just want
to
raw
kick the
strength.
door. Yeah.
Percy's like, wow, I can't believe
like
I'm actually here.
perception or whatever it is.
Sorry to ruin the moment.
Instantly
21.
property. Yeah, you just crunch. You hear wood splinter, the door just boom, wide
Oh
open.
man, I wanted to do that.
Well, you should have
Percy
been quicker.
slides the key back into his pocket.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oops. I kind of forgot about that.
I'd be mad, but I think that's probably the least of the damage I need to be worried about. That's probably about to happen in the near future.
Oh shit,
So.
mend.
Kind of mending on it.
I guess we're going inside. I mean, I'm going inside, but
Yeah.
So the entrance hall is, of course, very large, very ostentatious. It is 2 stories tall, with 2 curved staircases leading up around the outside to a beautiful landing and a set of double doors with stained glass windows. On the floor, in the center of the room, is a gigantic chandelier, which appears to have fallen. The chains still dangle from the ceiling from where it once hung, but it is on the floor. It looks like it
that
is
wasn't
an
me.
incredibly expensive crystal chandelier with many crystal teardrops and fixtures and other things on it. There are various end tables with plants in pots, and there is even a large portrait of what you presume to be Wolfgang, with a hand on a cane, sitting very regally in a chair that is hung above the double doors underneath the landing. There is a door to the left and a door to the right, both of which seem to be single doors. It is also very dusty in here.
So the entryway just is like a grand foyer, and we can go off to the left or off to the right.
You can also go straight ahead. That's where there is a pair of double doors with a portrait above them of Wolfgang. The staircase that leads up to the landing, and then the double doors with a stained glass window over top of them.
Are all these decorative plants dead at this point, I'm assuming?
Yeah, they seem pretty dead.
Lark's just gonna be like, Malice should have spread their roots into here.
Yeah, it's pretty dreary, but I don't know what you were expecting.
They probably can't reach it here.
Percy is just going to be kind of walking forward, kind of looking mystified up at the portrait of Wolfgang. And yeah, I guess I'll turn around to the boys. Which way do you think we should start?
Well, I already picked the first door. I mean, you go.
All right. And there's no indication of any nefariousness going about just yet, is there?
Doesn't seem to be.
I guess so. The doors at the back or under the portrait, the biggest doors probably. Like you probably go somewhere.
They are
more
double
important.
doors.
I guess we can start there. We'll stay on this level first.
I'm gonna draw my bow.
Sure. Yeah.
Keep that out. Seems like a good idea.
Yeah. I was gonna say, didn't you guys keep saying that this is like a hotbed of undead activity compared to the rest of the estate?
You know, can I do a scan real quick, a primeval awareness? I'm assuming I will just be entirely overwhelmed by holy crap, but
let me see.
Now you do that. Again, nice.
Yeah. After I picked the door.
So off to the left, there is quite a bit of sort of undead activity, as well as beneath the house. However, upstairs seems to be relatively clear of undead.
Okay. So not in the direction that we're heading currently.
There's a little bit, but it's possibly because they either had moved through there at some point, or they're connected to rooms that have the undead in them.
Okay. Well, I guess Arthur's just gonna kind of concentrate. Jasmine sniffs a little bit, and he just says something like, "On your toes, boys. Nothing, no immediate threats, but I don't imagine it's going to remain that way for very long."
Great, thanks.
Always ready.
I'll try to cautiously open the double doors.
You push open the double doors and lean out to a hallway. It runs perpendicularly to the doors, and it's actually quite a wide hallway. It's not as tall as the foyer, but it is still relatively tall. There are tons of paintings in this hallway. All of them are of people. You begin to recognize there are definitely portraits of the various family members who lived in the house. You see portraits of Ludwig and Clara and Anna. You see pictures of Wolfgang and Dorothea. You see Malachi, and I don't remember all of their names off the top of my head. Melkor and Elsbeth and all of the other family members. And in fact, you actually see portraits of Balthazar in this hallway. They have not been taken down or destroyed, but there aren't as many as there are of the other family members. There also seem to be portraits of older family members of whom you don't know the names of, who are probably the parents of Melkor and Wolfgang, and possibly in-laws or distant cousins or other such things that might have lived on the estate or might not have. But otherwise, it seems rather quiet in this hallway. At the one end of the hallway, you see very far down the hallway, it actually opens up into another foyer with a huge set of double doors. And at the other end is a door with a window that appears to lead outside, being a side exit, and two doors that don't have an actual door to shut on either side. There are doors that are closed down the left side of the hallway, on the left side of the hallway, which you presume to be the rooms that are connected to the left door in the foyer.
Gotcha.
Can I see if Jasmine's nose gets anything?
Yes, you can perception check.
Oh, I flipped to the wrong thing. Hang on. Sniffy sniff. Hello? There we go. Okay, 22.
She does smell something above the dust. She smelled something similar before. Not the same, but similar to when you fought the Banshee. Something that doesn't have a form, but is undead. And that's when the sconces on the wall flicker. You feel
not getting a good feeling
something
about
in the
this.
ground as the dust begins to kick up, and suddenly apparating, fading into existence, galloping down the hallway is a horse. Absolutely and utterly terrified, whinnying and nickering as it barrels down the hallway, and you barely have time to get out of the way. Everybody needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Jesus.
Oh,
Actually,
I got
Lark,
this.
you probably don't need to make a dexterity saving throw because you are flying.
Can I just fly too?
If you're willing to spend a spell slot.
No.
Dexterity saving throw. Jeez, I rolled like
30-20.
15.
18?
15.
And what did Rerek get?
Total of 6.
So Percy and Arthur managed to throw themselves out of the way of this horse, just barreling down the hallway. Rerek?
Do I die?
Oh,
No. You take 12 points of bludgeoning damage and are knocked prone as this horse just knocks you to the ground.
I can
And
see him just go,
continues galloping down the hallway before it fades. The sound of its hoofbeats and neighing still echoing a bit in the air before everything goes still.
I forgot to ask. Do you want me to make a dex save for Jazz as well?
Sure.
Okay. Wait, what is her shit? She is +2 and proficiency, so that is a +5. She's probably gonna be okay. And a 9. Balls.
11 points of bludgeoning damage, and she's knocked prone
God, love it.
as this horse just tramples her.
Oh. Jasmine. Okay, so I'm gonna run over and help her up. Like, that's obviously my first concern, is making sure she's okay.
Wow.
What?
I hate this already.
A horse?
Spectral horse.
You
One
did
that
notice it looked
apparently-
a bit like some of the horses at the stables.
I would have been like, I thought it was gonna go through me. Goddamn.
Are those not common here?
No, they are not.
Especially in the house. But Okay. It seems like it's gone.
For now.
It was running away from something, it looked like.
Yeah, but from what?
What would scare
I-
a ghost horse?
Yeah, precisely.
Excuse me. So just a question. Did it come out of the floor, like form from the floor and then ran out?
No,
Or did
it
come
faded
out of...
into existence like it was already running towards you down the hallway, and then
Okay.
faded into existence and then faded out of existence.
Okay.
Got it.
It was also running from the left side where you saw that sort of foyer that the hallway opened up into. It was running from that direction towards the side exit.
Okay.
I'm gonna go investigate.
I was
Yeah.
thinking that. How about doing an investigation throw?
I mean, ma'am?
Yeah, we'll walk on towards where the horse came from, I guess.
So you head
Yeah.
down the hallway, the portraits still staring eerily, faces of people that look like they should be familiar, but simply aren't.
Can I Can I be looking at portraits today, like especially focusing on the ones of Balthazar, and like I guess Percy is just trying to feel like, is there a family resemblance here that is this person really my ancestor?
Yeah. If anyone would like to make either an investigation check or a perception check on any of the Balthazar portraits, you certainly may.
Sure, I'll do that. All right, that's gonna be. I got a 16 investigation.
So I wanted Lark to look for family resemblances to make fun of Percy with, and I rolled a nat 20 plus 3.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Balthazar definitely has a family resemblance. It isn't as strong as Percy's resemblance to his father or Belladonna's resemblance to her mother, but you can spot things. The way the nose is shaped, the ears as well, particularly the nose and ears, a little bit in the eyes and eyebrows, but it is still a very distant family resemblance. Percy, you get the same thing, but mostly just the nose because you rolled lower. You definitely see the resemblance of your father's nose and your nose in Balthazar's nose.
Percy kind of touches his nose.
Does it make sense for Rerek to like? I don't know how you humans differentiate from each other when y'all like this.
Careful, you're starting to sound like Lark.
Oh, goodness.
Excuse me.
Lark's just gonna be like, "Oh look, Percy, he's as sallow and hawkish as you are."
Yeah, I'll shoot a glare towards Lark. Where did you go, Balthazar? What happened to you as we walk by?
Well, staring at the portrait all day isn't going to solve that question.
Yeah, we'll come out of the hallway, I guess.
So as you get to the end of the hallway with this grand foyer, it is actually a small flight of about 4 stairs that go down. They start at the very beginning of the hallway and open up, running all the way across the wall of this room. The floor is no longer hardwood with a carpet on it. It is tile. There is a large pair of double doors that have sort of a bottle glass in them, a thick, wavy glass that distorts what is on the other side, but is still, you can still see through it. On either side, there is large urns that look like they once held beautiful topiary bushes, but they have long since died and fell apart. And that is what is in this particular room.
I really hope this isn't a boss room of some sort.
Nothing that frightening in here, unless you count the state of these plants.
Can I guess, quick, just make some investigation check on the plant, or like a nature check on the plants to see, like, did they just die because they weren't being taken care of, or is this like something happened to them? Look at a nat 20.
Oh, yeah. They pretty much just died because no one was taking care of them.
Cool.
It was pretty easy to spot.
This is like the back of the house with like windows that overlook like the garden.
No, this is if you went. So you went through the front of the house.
Yes.
Straight through the foyer, and then you turned left. So it is facing the left side of the house.
Gotcha.
If there was a window, you would probably be looking out. You estimate somewhere towards the stables, or somewhere between the stables and the lake house would be where this kind of aims.
Okay.
Can I do an Arcana check for any symbolism, or I don't know?
There isn't a lot of symbolism in this room at all. It's mostly just decorative flourishes that don't really have any magical significance whatsoever.
This room is like a dead end, right?
No, there's the pair of double doors that open, and there's obviously a room on the other side of it.
More rooms.
Go on in there.
Oh, good. I was getting my foot ready.
Why don't we just see if it just tries the handle first?
It is, interestingly, unlocked.
Always gotta be right, don't you?
Well, we can at least try to not damage the house before we kick doors down.
Never let me do anything fun.
The plant wanted to take over your mind, right? I saved your life.
Well, nobody
Turn you
asked.
into a plant undead gardener person.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, would that have really been so bad for him?
Seemed like it could have been fun for a minute. That's not the point. Just go through the damn door.
What's behind this door?
So you open this double door. It is a balcony that wraps entirely around a very, very large room. As you kind of look over the railing, you realize this is possibly the ballroom.
Oh.
Except you enter on the second floor, where there is a railing with posts with arches between them, creating kind of more of a private space up here, where there appear to be tables and chairs where people could be dining and lean over to watch people dancing down below. It has a very fine red carpet that has definitely faded over the years, that's been placed down. When you enter, on your left side, there is a landing to a staircase that leads directly diagonally down to the ballroom floor. On the opposite side of this room is a huge organ with hundreds of pipes of various different sizes, where the organist would play for the people down below to dance. There are also two crystal chandeliers, both of which are still hanging from the ceiling. But the ballroom is almost entirely empty.
Please tell me that this room is subterranean and that space isn't distorting around us, because I really can't handle that today.
I did think we were on the first floor. Maybe it's just some basement level.
You did notice that the house does kind of stick out over the edge of.
Okay. Okay.
So
Yeah,
it would
just
make sense.
making
that
sure
there
there's
is
no
a-
like warlockery
No.
going
Yeah.
on and like
No, there is
fuck, we're in a
no. As
hypercube.
far as you are aware, this space does fit with what you've seen on the outside of the house. There is no
Okay.
space-time continuum bending here.
Percy starts heading down those stairs. It's beautiful.
Geronimo, I'm going right into railing.
Oh my god.
How far down is it?
It's probably about like maybe, I don't know, like probably 20, 30 feet. So
Okay.
you'll
you want me to
have to make an
save for
acrobatics
that?
check. I believe it's an acrobatics check to have the damage. It's 10 feet before you start taking damage. It's a D4 and then a D6 and then a D8. Beyond that, I forget how falling works all the time because I don't throw people off of
Gravity.
ledges.
Okay, well
It
that
like
was
D6
a
for 10 feet.
17 for the acrobatics check.
Yeah, it's a
what else am I doing?
1d6 for every 10 feet. So since it's 20 feet, you'd be doing, so what's the acrobatics check?
Well, I thought I was doing the acrobatics check to not fall and therefore not take falling damage, just to jump down.
Well, the jump is falling.
Oh,
The acrobatics
I'm-
check is to have the damage and land standing up.
got it. Okay, yeah, I'm still gonna do it. I rolled a 17 on the check.
Oh, yeah,
That's
so
just
you
what
get it,
Arthur
and
do.
luckily I rolled a 3, so you take 1 point of bludgeoning damage as you land on the ground a little bit too hard, but you
Nice.
managed to stay upright.
Do you want me to check for Jazz as well? You know what? No, Jazz is actually a little bit smarter than me.
She's
She's
a
gonna take the
cat.
stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cats land on their feet.
Percy gets to the bottom. Are you happy with yourself there? Oh, I think Yofi's frozen.
uh-oh. Did Yofi freeze?
Looks like it.
That's more than 1 bludgeoning damage from jumping.
Oh, you're
Oh,
back.
we're back.
There we go.
Yay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So now that you are actually here at the bottom, you notice there's a similar sort of arch motif going on where there is some extra space on either side of the ballroom. But they seem to be spaces for musicians to sit and play while people danced. The upstairs seems to be the place where everybody would sit and sort of do a little bit more social mingling.
Can I use Eyes of the Grave to see if there's any undead around in this room?
How far does Eyes of the Grave go?
60 feet.
60 feet. And where are you standing in this room?
I think I'll just give it I'll start in like where I walk down the stairs, and I'll if I don't see anything,
Because
I'll
it does
make
last
mass
6
around.
seconds. You can, yeah. There does seem to be an undead presence up by the organ that's pretty strong.
I knew it. Never trust an organ.
Yeah.
Guys, we're not allowed to hear something. The organ. There's some undead presence there.
And that's when the organ starts playing.
Oh, I love it.
Great.
I mean, who's Jesus in this world?
Yeah. Right.
That's an interesting question. Who is Jesus in this world?
Yeah.
I don't think this world has
this
a Jesus.
universe.
Yeah.
No. Are we rolling initiative?
No, interestingly.
Okay.
As this music plays and swells and fills the ballroom, suddenly things change.
Great.
It gains a golden light to it. The woodwork has a bit more of a gleam to it, as if it were freshly lacquered. The carpets are suddenly more bold. The colors show up a lot more. It's as if you are transported back in time. And there are people that appear, dancing, swaying in beautiful dresses and costumes, mingling around you. The air is filled with this what seems like a vision of sorts, the people talking, the smells of various foods, the fine costumes, the glittering lights of the chandelier and the sconces, and the sort of tune of the organ. And as you are seeing this, a very familiar figure walks up to you, Percy. He is dressed in a very fine vest, a very fine shirt, with very fine pants and riding boots. It's not the person you would expect to be wearing these things because it's a blue tiefling. It's Edmund.
What?
Yeah.
Pretty
And-
sure I didn't drink any of that weird plant juice, so
Are we
He
all seeing the
walks,
same thing?
yes, you are all seeing this. He walks up to you and puts a hand on your shoulder. He also has a flute of champagne. And he says, "There you are. I was wondering where you've been. You've been away for a little bit. Are you enjoying the party?"
Has Percy ever known Ed to wear an outfit like this? These riding
No.
boots or anything?
No, but also charisma saving throw, please.
Oh God.
oh great.
I got a 1.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay.
As this figure of Edmund puts his hand on your shoulder, you realize this whole adventure has been a silly dream. You weren't working at a hospital. You weren't broken up with by Edmund. Your mother was never disappointed in you for your decisions. In fact, you barely even know Dr. Argenta. This is something you do all the time. This is your home. You live here with your sister and your mother and your father. You throw these lavish balls all the time. And in fact, this is a ball for your and Edmund's anniversary. You married 2 years ago.
Oh my God.
You are completely convinced of this.
Yeah.
Um,
Percy,
just look at Ed and
you
I'm
got
like,
like a face.
I just look back confused at the boys. Like, sorry, Ed. I must have lost track of time. And I'll take his hand and start walking into the ball.
can I just?
Okay. Whoa. What? No, go ahead, please. Sorry.
Are we affected somehow the same way as him, or is he the only one getting affected that way?
At the moment, he's the only one that seems to be affected.
Can I do like almost like a preemptive gesture, but like I'm exploding this organ?
Are you actually casting something at the organ?
You can
I'm
firebolt
expecting
the
someone to
organ,
stop
or-
me, kind of like, oh wait, hold on, no, not yet.
As you do that, charisma saving throw.
Oh Jesus!
Great.
Wait, I have like 0 charisma. That's a 2.
Ooh. As you begin to make
Don't
a
forget your
gesture at the organ,
portents.
You have portents. You do.
They're all bad. 4 and a
They're
3.
always all bad. Why are they
Uh,
always bad?
as you begin to make a gesture at the organ, once you feel this, you remember this adventure was all a dream.
Jeez.
You were sent here by the Sultan as a sort of visiting dignitary of sorts. You've mingled with the Kruetzwalds before. their magnificent estates, and you're always invited to their parties. Your gifts of divination always impress the guests, and so they always invite you. You're just here with your friend Percy to help celebrate his anniversary to his husband Edmund. That's all that's happened. All this other stuff with dark prophecies and weird monsters and strange cult-like things, it's all a dream. Just a weird vision you had of another timeline. This is the true timeline, and you're living in it.
It's giving me Anastasia feels, but
Yeah,
Kind of is.
I was thinking that, yeah.
Lark, I think we lost another one. What do we do?
Lark's kind of just. I mean, so it's evident that the two of them are like losing.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, it is very evident that something has happened to them.
I'm laughing at Ed's jokes. Yeah, of course something happened.
Yeah, you are dancing in
Yeah.
the middle of the floor, just whirling around with Edmund, as you usually do at these types of parties.
Of course.
and I'm eating a giant bowl of fruit salad.
Oh,
I look at Ed and I'm
your
like,
family has the Kruetzwalds always make sure to prepare plenty of fruit salads for you at parties.
I look at Ed and I'm like, I need you to know this has been the happiest years of my life. I love you.
Okay, and that's where I draw
I'm
the line.
sorry.
Like when Percy says "I love you," Lark kind of just looks over at Arthur, and it was kind of evident, right, that the thing that like tripped us losing Rerek was him like making any sort of motion against the Orient, right? Was that evident to us or no? He started casting a spell.
It seems, yes, there is that, but also you get the sense that there's something in the air almost that's doing this. So Arthur, charisma saving throw.
Mother H fucker. Okay, real quick, is this a charm effect?
Yes, so you would have advantage.
Oh, thank Christ. I think Lark and I both do.
Oh god, yeah, that makes a lot
Unfortunately, my
of sense.
charisma is absolute garbage, so don't even need the advantage. Nat 20.
Hell yeah.
For a
There's
moment,
hope.
you feel the music pressing into your head. For a moment, you see what this is showing you. This life you could have. You could just abandon the old one and live in this one. Your village didn't burn down. All of your family is still alive. In fact, Percy hired you to help with his monthly fox hunts due to your skill. But there's also this isn't real. Something is giving me this opportunity to just abandon everything, to just live in denial. But what happened to you is too real to just give up. And you push back against it. You are entirely unaffected.
Yeah, no.
Lark, for some reason, the music isn't getting to you in the same way that it's getting to the others. You see Arthur almost begin to go, but then kind of shake his head. And it's very clear he's not affected by this. But
Lark,
he almost was.
Lark's kind of just going to pat him and be like, turns out being Fey-blooded helps out sometimes, am I right?
That's all you get from Arthur.
Percy says, I feel like I've been living in a dream for so long.
Can I throw a dagger at Percy?
Nowhere I'd rather be.
Yes. Yes, you may.
I'm gonna throw a dagger.
On
I
his
don't know what
leg.
else to do.
On his
Okay.
leg.
So, is it
That
evident?
is a 23 to hit.
That hits. So the
Okay.
dagger does sink in, and make that charisma saving throw again as you're hit by this
cool.
dagger.
This time, got a 13.
The dagger hits and sinks in. But somehow, as you pull it out, how much damage does that deal?
Well, since I threw it, it would be D4 plus Dex, which I didn't roll yet.
Yeah.
So that would be 8.
Yeah. He pulls it out and he's very clearly bleeding. He's taken damage, but as you look at it for a moment you're shocked. And then there's no blood on the dagger. It's just Arthur playing a silly prank on you. He chucked a fake dagger at you. He does this all the time to keep you on your toes, he says.
Yeah, of course.
He's not as refined as you are. He's a little bit more of a wild man. But you know,
I have like a moment like,
he has his charm.
And then I look back, isn't there really the time for games like this? Rerek, Arthur, Lark, come on, dance for a moment. We can relax.
Oh, there was this thing with my ankle and just no, that's okay. You guys have fun. Lark, what the fuck do we do?
So it's this god's awful music. Lark's big guess. They sense a presence from the organ. It magically started playing and 2 people fell under. He's just gonna, in Sylvan, just be like, neat trick, here's mine. And I'm gonna subtle spell an Eldritch Blast at the organ.
As you look up at the organ, you do see a person sitting there playing it. Their hair is completely disheveled. Their clothes are a bit wrinkled as they kind of have the stereotypical auteur genius as he's just full on slamming these keys and playing this music as wildly as possible. Yeah, you can aim an Eldritch Blast at this
Oh yeah,
person.
If there's a figure playing it, I'm gonna aim my Eldritch Blast at the figure.
Yes.
Well, obviously that's what we're doing now that there's a thing there.
That's a 12 and a 27 to hit for each figure.
The 27 definitely hits. Let me flip to the 12 does not hit, but the 27 definitely hits.
That is 9 plus 5, 14 force damage.
Yeah, you blast this thing, and it strangely, in complete contrast with the rest of the world around it, its head turns entirely backwards. And you see these cold, dead eyes. In fact, there is no eye there. And the skin on the bottom of its face is entirely missing. You also notice it is smoking. And it just, no, you're going to ruin it, my masterpiece. And he continues playing. Since he was hit, Rerek and Percy, you can make that charisma saving throw again.
Oh, yeah. Oof. Not great. It's only going to be a 9.
Nope, you're still in this fantasy.
I got a
my
17.
God.
Ooh. As you are shoveling this sort of fruit salad into your mouth, very happily talking with some guests who have come up to you, you look at them and there's nothing behind their eyes. The memories come flooding back. That wasn't real. You were subjected to something, a vision of some kind. You look around and you see this beautiful vision, the people, the golden light, the dancing, the music, the food, but it's not real. And that's when you see Lark having just fired an Eldritch Blast, and you stare at the person playing the organ, who very clearly has part of its face missing and no eyes and is smoking, head 180 degrees turned around, slamming in the organ. And you realize, yeah, something happened to you. You're awake now. This isn't a dream anymore. This is real.
How dare you play with my emotions and not give me real fruit salad?
Arthur's gonna like aim the dragon wing bow at this thing and just kind of like shout over to Rerek, like, yeah, welcome back, scaly tits. You want to help out? Up top.
Okay.
Are we still out of initiative? Like, can I make an
You are still
attack?
out of initiative.
I'm still gonna fire that bow.
Mm-hmm.
And this thing is undead, right? We've established that.
Yes, it is undead.
Okay. So that is what the fuck? Okay, that was weird. I rolled it 21 to hit.
Oh yeah, 21 hits.
Okay, and then I'm sorry, I always forget these damage die. Dragon Wing Bow. D8 plus 7 plus D6 plus D6. D8, D6, D6. Plus 7. That would be a total of 24 damage, unless you need separate types. Oh, I'm sorry, 26. I forgot to add the plus 2 for undead.
What were the damage types that you have?
Piercing and fire.
Give me fire separately.
Fire is 6. The rest of it is piercing.
Okay.
20 piercing, 6 fire.
So it would be 23.
Oh, ball sack. He's resistant to fire damage. Great. Which I don't know. So
you shoot him, and the arrow sticks into his rib cage for a moment, and he howls and rakes his claw across the keys of the organ. And Percy, you can make a charisma saving throw again.
I give him like advantage on it by shouting.
You got a 1.
Yes, I will say you can shout
What
to him
is
and give
going
him advantage.
Okay, Lark's just gonna be like, "Come on, Percy, you hate Ed. He rank of brokenheartedness when I met you, and he's half of the reason why."
With the advantage, I have a 19. I rolled a 1 at first.
As you are dancing with Edmund, you hear Lark yell, "You hate him!"
Yeah.
And at once the memories start flooding back, and you realize this isn't real.
I'd like to think we were just, tenderly dancing, and seconds before began a passionate kiss.
Yes.
And then largely, you hate Ed. Come on, push him away.
And at this point, you hear the music change and get a very sinister tone as this composer stands up and turns around fully just made of smoke, skull for a head, wicked claws, and he just yells, "No, you've ruined it. I've worked so long and you've ruined it." And the illusion breaks. There are specters all around you, the eerie moonlight filling the room. And I need everyone to roll initiative.
Okay, kind of. I'm like waiting for it. I'm like, wow. Okay, that is absolute poop. I got an 11.
11 for Arthur.
9.
9
plus
for
5
Percy.
and advantage. Like, that's poop.
Lark got a 19.
Lark got a
Sure you did.
19.
17 plus 2. I got a good dex mod.
Got it.
10
12,
for Rerek.
12
for Rerek.
Yeah, your dex too.
And getting to the stat block that I need.
How
Okay. So first up is the composer. Since you dealt the most damage, Arthur, he takes his claws, hurls towards you over the balcony, flying in this shroud of shadow and mist, and swipes at you. And gets a 17 to hit.
Can I give him one of my portents?
Oh.
You could.
I have a
Yes.
4 and a 3. He can have my 3.
All right, so he misses. Note
he
that you don't
does.
have a reaction this round. He swipes
gotcha.
towards you and entirely... No, Rerek doesn't have a reaction. You
Oh,
still
okay. I was like,
Rerek
wait,
used
what?
his reaction to give the port.
To use his port, right.
Yes.
Okay.
He swipes towards you, and almost as it cleaves through, you manage to step back. And it continues, catching nothing but air.
Yeah.
And that is the end of his turn. So next up is Lark.
So is this, he's the only hostile thing, right? The rest of them aren't like moving to attack us or anything?
They do seem to be readying to attack. But so far they have not.
Well, I mean, if you take out the leader of a pack, the rest of them tend to disperse a little. So Lark's gonna he was already airborne, but he's gonna fly like 15 feet up, 15 feet away, just to maintain a nice distance from anybody else, because nothing else is flying yet, right?
No. Well, he is flying, but he flew down to hit Arthur.
Yeah. Okay. I thought you were about to say something, Nino.
I was just gonna ask how far we are from this creature.
You all have probably moved within about 60 feet of it. And this thing did, I'm gonna say you're all around somewhere close to like 60 to 80 feet from the organ. This thing flew down to Arthur. I'm gonna say Arthur's probably 20 feet from the organ. He got a little closer to shoot at this thing since he was already on the floor. So you guys are probably around maybe 40 feet from it. It's a big ballroom.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Eldritch Blast on the one that's attacking Arthur.
Yep.
Eldritch Blast. Well,
Don't forget advantage.
Which
I have
I
advantage on it.
entirely forgot this entire time.
Because I'm within. Nope, never mind. I lied. We're not. It's not.
It's
You're
all
not
the
on
way
the other
around.
side. Yeah. You're right.
I'm attacking from range. That is a nat 20 on one, and then a
Ooh.
6 + 9 on the other is a 15.
15 hits, and of course, nat 20. Do you need to be? You don't need to be reminded how the crits work.
We get max damage, and then I roll an extra die for the one that.
Yeah. So it does 10 automatically, and then you roll the d10, and then add your +5, and that'll be that beam.
So that's 7 + 2 is 9 plus 19, 29 force damage because of the brutal crit.
Oof. And that's only the first one, or is that all of them?
That's both of them together because I rolled
Okay.
a 2 and a 7 plus 10 for my agonizing blast plus 10 for critting.
Yeah, you hit this thing, and you hit this thing hard. It has the power to enchant your friends. It might have control over these other ghosts. You don't know. You're not going to risk it. You slam it with everything you got. It blows off whole sections of it. It's floating there, just its hand and part of its body. It looks like it is hanging on for dear life.
Watch the face, fairy man.
Is there anything else that you would like to do before we move to Rerek?
So normally this is the part where Lark would quicken a spell and just finish things, but he's looking around the room full of ghosts, and I'm going to use my, I'm going to use my bonus action to Font of Magic one of my first level spell slots into another sorcery point to get back the one I used for subtle spell.
Alrighty.
So I have 4 sorcery points instead of 3.
All right. So now, Rerek, it is your turn. You're muted.
Okay. I think I want to use. I want to cast Scorching Ray.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit! That's also fire damage. Okay, sure. I'll use that. Whatever.
All right. Roll your attack rolls.
That's 2d6.
Attack roll first. You got to hit. Yeah, I know you're used to using magic missile, so
That's a 2.
you have 2 more beams.
A 19.
That hits. And then your third one,
It's a 9.
that one does not hit. The first 2 sail by as you fling them out, and the last one strikes true. Roll your damage.
I don't know which. 6.
So it
It's
takes
2d6, right?
I thought it was 2. Yeah, okay.
Okay, that's a 7 total.
Yeah, okay. So the fire is not as effective as you would have wanted it to be, but you burn more of this thing. It is still hanging on for dear life.
Oh, it's barely alive.
It's barely alive. And we hit Arthur. You are right next to this thing, but it is hanging on. You are also muted.
I still have my bow out, so I can't switch to a sword. And if I fire at it, I'm going to have disadvantage because it's within 5 feet. Let me check my spells.
If you're can cunning action let you disengage as a bonus action?
I don't have cunning action yet.
Oh, that's like a third
Because I'm
level
only,
thing, isn't it?
it's a second level. I'm only first level rogue.
I
I took the 5th level in Ranger to get a coordinated attack with Jasmine. But I can, however, you know what? I am just going to ready an attack with my bow. And say if Jasmine hits with her next attack that I will fire. And then she is going to, that's all I'm going to do for my turn. I'm going to stay right where I'm at. And she is going to make a pounce. No, she's not, because he's right in front of her. So we're going to do a bite. Yeah, let's do a bite. And that is going to be hang on, what is her modifier? I'm sorry, I have to run like several different stat blocks. Garbage on fire. Okay, so that is a 12 to hit.
Ooh, just
which is
misses.
poop. Oh wait, it's undead. Hang on.
Oh yeah,
she
it is
gets
undead.
Advantage.
Oh.
And that's a 22 to hit.
Yes, that hits.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so we are gonna do, what is it? It's a D6 plus something. Stop it. So that's gonna be a 7 for 7 piercing damage.
And she isn't magical, is she?
Nope, she is not.
All right. So she snaps at this thing and almost like it's a cloth, she tears away a bit of it and it turns to mist in her mouth, but it is still hanging on.
Well, then I guess my bow attack triggers.
Yep.
And I will roll the dragon wing bow. Advantage and disadvantage are just going to cancel because undead, but then disadvantage because of close range. And that is that doesn't hit. It was a 7. No, I lied. It's a 14.
14 hits.
Nailed it. Okay, hang on.
So how many dice do you?
It's a lot of dice.
I think
Well,
you
just with
kill
my
it.
dex mod, it's gonna do 10.
Okay,
just-
yeah, you
just
kill
with
it.
the-
It had 2 hit points left.
Yeah,
You
literally
were that
just with the
close.
modifiers, it's gonna.
Yeah. So you fire the bow at such close range. You're used to things being able to dodge out of the way pretty quickly, but this thing was holding on with such little energy. You just, and it vanishes. The specters all scream before vanishing. And that's when the organ goes crazy. The sheet music hurls almost like it was being spat out of something. The sheets flying into the air before shredding themselves into confetti, before the organ cracks and some of the pipes fall down. And the organ is destroyed. And then silence. And you are out of initiative.
It looks like he couldn't take a bad review.
One more in my column, Lark. Mark it down on your calendar.
You probably could have given it a flying kiss and we would have died.
Okay, I'd rather you not diminish my accomplishments. Thank you very much.
Oh.
Yeah, Percy still is looking like I didn't even get to act in that combat. So I think Percy was just there, just like mystified, look like kind of out of it after that whole enchantment process happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, welcome back to the party, lover boy. But
You know, I heard stories of how easily tricked mortals were, but I've never seen it in practice with you lot. This was kind of entertaining.
who are you calling mortal exactly?
All of you. Though I'll admit, Arthur, you kept your wits about you quite effectively.
Mm-hmm. That's what I thought.
I couldn't help it. I was hungry.
Yeah, we noticed.
Okay.
Real. Yeah.
I will say,
do we
you
want to
do
talk
still
about that
have
kiss?
You still have the memories.
Yeah.
You still have the memories of this entire other lifetime that you spent happily with Edmund, dating, marriage, the house. Everything was normal. It's this whole life that you could have had, but you didn't. And it lingers.
Percy definitely looks pretty depressed.
I forgot. You rolled a natural
I rolled a 1.
You rolled a 1.
You rolled a 1.
What does that mean?
Let me flip to the thing.
Oh,
One of your
this
many
is gonna
bugs.
be good. This is gonna be good.
Come on.
And obviously by good, I mean bad.
Roll me a d4.
Okay. 3.
3. Who is closest to Percy at the moment?
I think it's me.
Probably Rerek.
Because they were the two that got charmed, and Lark flew like
Yeah.
30 feet into the air at one point.
And then
Mm.
Arthur is closer to the ghoul, whatever it was. And then Lark was flying.
Yeah.
All right. The voices that were the constant white noise of your reality whisper into your ears. You cannot ignore them. Do you see what he did? Couldn't he do that so easily to you? Run, flee, escape from him. You are frightened of Rerek.
Cool. Yeah. I look. I need to go. I just book it. I just start running away.
Where is he going? What are you
Does he
doing?
need to use a bathroom?
Percy, you're going to get more. You're going to trip a trap or get a ghost or something.
Can I mark him before he runs out of the room?
As you are running and you make it to the other side of the room, the voices subside. And you realize your emotions got the better of you in that moment. There's nothing to be afraid of. He's your friend. you're capable of doing just that to him back. This was incredibly silly.
Yeah.
It's-
You are no longer frightened of Rerek.
I just like slow down to a walk, and then I stop and then I turn around. Sorry. I think it was just something lingering from that enchantment.
So you want to explain why Rerek wasn't affected the way that you were?
I was in it longer. I think it affected me a bit more than it might have affected him.
Can I insight check that?
Sure.
Yes, you may.
Percy's not a great liar.
Because that smells like
I
bullshit.
rolled bad.
So wait, are we gonna? Do you want to insight check that, or can I insight check that?
You can insight check it if you want to.
Well, I critical failed, so
Can I do that?
Yeah,
Can
you
I
can.
do that?
So,
Let's do that
Please,
again.
nobody beat a 6.
I
10.
got
oh wait, it was a 6? Oh
Yeah.
even my 1 was a 6 because I have a +5.
Oh wait, mine is a 13.
Yeah, you all get the sense that this was especially that outburst of launching himself from the room for a moment, that was more than the enchantment. What? You're not sure, but it was definitely more than the enchantment.
We were all giving him the side eye.
Yeah, cough it up, Blondie. That smells like bullshit.
I was like gonna make a joke about him running, and we were all like, "Why are you running?"
so Lark's gonna descend a little bit, and he's normally like playful, laughable, etc. But he's kind of like he's got his serious face on, and he's just gonna be like, "Percy, are you lying to me?"
If he says no, Jasmine and I are gonna make an intimidation check.
And I'm gonna do a bludgeoning attack.
What?
Oh my god!
I'm kidding.
He's
I'm
lying.
Rerek does
Stop
not look
lying.
lying.
Bonk his head.
Yeah, just for the flavor then, yeah. I was like, Percy's like, no, of course not.
Okay. Yeah, I have had enough of this, and Arthur is going to draw his not dagger that he threw, short sword.
Oh,
And Jazz and I are going to make an intimidation check.
isn't that the thing that still lingers in his head when, like, didn't he have like a thing when he?
Yeah, I got a
can't
thing.
explain it. Like doesn't he have a problem with his head?
He got cursed a few episodes back.
Yes.
Lied to us before saying
I've never
he was
had any
scared,
complaints.
but we didn't think to insight check it then because in character we didn't see the need to.
Is
But
that
now
connected?
it's fucking with his head.
Yeah.
Right. So I rolled a 22, or well, total of 22. Jazz and I are just gonna
How do
kind of
I
like
contest that?
I guess just a wisdom check.
Not that high.
yeah, I'm a scary dude.
Yeah. Percy,
So
back.
I suggest you stop lying post haste. And Jasmine just growls, obviously.
Yeah. Percy kind of flinches a step backwards from Arthur. I'm like, I lied about the voices in my head. They're still there.
Okay.
So
So I'm gonna need a quick pause, and let's rewind to the part where you just said that you withheld information that would have been incredibly relevant before we came here and risked our lives to help you.
Okay, so yeah, bludgeoning action.
If you would like to make an attack roll, you can make an attack roll.
No, I just go.
He totally deserves it.
And then I pull back, and I'm like, okay, never mind.
I'm sorry. You were all just really ganging up on me before. I didn't know what to. I needed to come back here.
Ganging up on you? About what?
Before we came here, when you.
You mean about getting help for the crazy shit that's going on inside your head?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm sorry. I just.
Mhm.
Lark just looks at Percy and starts flying towards the door.
Yeah. I'm gonna be completely honest. I didn't trust any of you to begin with. It took a really long time for me to get there. This, not fucking cool. And I'm walking towards the door too.
And I'm a
Jasmine.
divination wizard, and I didn't see that coming. What?
So does Rerek head out, or is Rerek just cool?
Well, I would still love to bludgeon you, but that's not how a team works.
Yeah, I think Percy just kind of watches you guys walk away for a little bit.
Can I make my way towards the actual entrance of the house, like where we came in?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd like to head that way. However long that takes, that's what I'm doing. I need to step outside.
Isn't that the direction we were going to? To
No,
leave him
it's
behind or something?
the opposite.
Yeah, I think we have to head back to the ballroom and stuff. And
I'm going with Lark.
okay, yeah. So I think Percy just kind of sits here alone for a couple minutes.
Yeah. And of course, the voices do get a bit stronger.
Wonderful.
Look at how your friends abandoned you. We haven't abandoned you.
Will you just shut up? You just shut up already.
Free
Oh, God.
us. We can
And then
give
I look
you
at
do.
things.
I look back through the door and I'm like, what the fuck? And go back.
Can I stop him? Can I stop everybody in the hallway when we leave him in the ballroom?
Mm-hmm.
Or is like, I mean, I was the first one going out, so is it okay, Yofi, if I stop Arthur in the hallway, or are you going to keep trying to go?
I mean, I'm probably gonna keep trying to walk, but you can, like, if you have something to say, I don't know, like, try really hard to get in front of me or some shit like that, you know?
So yeah,
He's
so
like, wait.
Lark will just start floating backwards in front of Arthur, and he's going to be like, look, I'm as aggravated as you are, given what we just found out, but we just need, let's cards on the table. I never lie to any of you, so I had to leave the room, get a breath of fresh air, because where I'm from, lying isn't exactly a good thing to do, if you know what I mean. Bad things happen when you lie to us. So I'm a little disappointed in good old Percy back there. But I'm just going to appeal to the bigger picture here, Arthur. Given what we just learned back at that plant lab, do you really want to leave him in here if he's cursed with voices and his family may or may not be bringing about the apocalypse for all we know?
That is precisely my point, he says, obviously still walking, not slowing down at all. That's precisely my point. We're talking about a world-ending event and information that could have helped us maybe stop, I don't know, the apocalypse. He withheld from us. What I do, where I come from, you lie, you die.
Oh, I'm in perfect agreement with you. He could have spun the truth to his advantage without telling us. That's fine with me. But a flat-out lie, now that, darling, that simply won't do.
And after everything we've risked,
fair enough.
I have entirely abandoned my own endeavors and Me. That's me we're talking about. Me, right? You see this empty purse over here? Not happy about that. But I came here for him, and he did that. Pulled that shit.
Do you have anything to add, Rerek?
I was muted all along. I was trying to talk. Well, either way, it doesn't seem like we can leave him because my prophecies told me about the four of us being together.
Prophecy, my piss slit. I'm out.
What am I doing?
I don't know what you're doing.
Rerek just playing with nunchucks that he got somehow.
So I suggest we go back because this resolving the problem in this house might actually be helpful in lifting the curse from Percy's head.
Look at it
I'm
this
just-
way. You have two large options before you, correct? You can leave, or you can stay and know for certain what's happening, or leave and live in drunken ignorance for a few weeks before something devours this plane?
Yeah.
Your
Second
choice,
one
a
sounds
moon or a
great.
star.
I'm not exactly entirely motivated to go save that one.
Well, don't think about it as saving him. Darling,
Oh, don't you dare.
come on. Do you really want what happened to you to happen to an entire plane of living creatures? I'm Rule, and I don't even want that to happen to the material plane.
Mm-mm.
Look at your cat. She's giving you like cat eyes. I was gonna say puppy eyes, but I don't want.
Also,
Okay, no lie though, like Jasmine
I'll roll
probably
a persuasion check at any point on this.
I mean, yeah, you can.
You know what? Yeah, go for a persuasion check. How do I contest that?
Probably a charisma check.
Oh yeah, that's probably gonna
Oh
work.
no, I'm bad at charisma. Let's do this.
Is it a charisma save or just a check?
Just a check.
Just a
For
check.
me and Lark, or
you would be making a persuasion check.
what did
Arthur
you
rolled
say
a
earlier?
5.
Okay.
Total of 5.
Okay, we're
I got
fine
a-
then.
I got a 12.
Lark's a warlock sorcerer with proficiency in persuasion. With my modifiers, I got an 18 and I rolled kind of low on that.
And I'm a big, scary dragon person. You don't want to say no to me.
Okay, so I'll say between Lark's incredibly irritating logic and what I imagine Rerek is probably correct about, Jasmine kind of like looking at me like you're a fucking asshole.
I've studied your cat enough.
You know what? Fine. I'll go back. But I don't even know if I have I don't have words. My words have failed me. All I can say is that my faith at this point is shattered. I don't know. How am I supposed to work? Okay, let's go.
I mean, we don't have to like him to protect
I said I'll
him.
go back. Let's go.
Wow, what a Disney moment that was. Let's go.
Cool. So you guys turn around.
So you might have been in like the ballroom by yourself for like 5 or 10 minutes while we had a discussion.
Yeah. If you as you walk back in, you'll probably find Percy still. I think he's sitting exactly where where you left him. He's crying. He's kind of softly crying as the whispers are just drowning out everything that he can hear.
Yeah.
Arthur's just gonna fire an arrow like at the ground next to him and like shout at him like, "Hey, dick nuts, quit your blubbering."
And then I kick him
What?
and I kick him forward and I go, let's go forward.
Yeah, I stand up. He looks very bewildered by that. You just like you just walk past him and like continue exploring the house.
I'm just
How injured is everybody? Like,
I'm okay.
we all.
At 32, I have 32 hit points.
I mean, this could be a time breather, is what I'm saying, but if we can just keep going.
We could take a short rest if you wanted to. Besides, I've got plenty to say. So
I'm over it.
For
Well,
one
thing.
thing.
I'm over it.
Oh, Arthur
How about
is
you
so
guys?
not over it. I don't know if you gathered that or not, but
Yeah, to be
Big
honest,
Mama's handing out biscuits. Okay. For one, if you
Short
ever
rest team building exercises.
Yay!
Yay.
If you ever pull anything like that again, I swear to God, I will knife you in your sleep. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Percy, do you want my nunchucks?
Super.
Did you get?
It's
Now that we're clear on that, and I want it to be perfectly crystal clear that I'm not asking out of sheer concern or wonderment for you, but because I require information that could help us. What the fuck is going on?
I don't know. I don't know. I just have something in my head now. It's always talking. I can't always understand it, but it's always talking. And I'm sorry. I shouldn't have kept that from any of you.
Oh, you think?
I'm just really scared. That doesn't justify anything, but the thought of coming here by myself without, I think, my only friends at this point, scared me so bad that I was willing to lie.
Wait a minute. So you saw the bishop, the archbishop. The spell didn't work, and for some reason you thought that the only way to get us to go to the house with you instead of abandoning you to do it on your own would be to lie and say that the spell worked and you were cured.
I'm not saying it was an intelligent plan, but that was what I was thinking, yes.
Mm-hmm. Just wanted to make sure I had my head wrapped around all those bits.
I was worried that you would think I was like my family, that all these terrible things, all these terrible people that I'm related to did, that you'd think I was like them, and you wouldn't want to help me anymore.
You already look exactly like them.
We knew that your family was fucked all the way up the ass from 400 years ago when we started. This isn't new. It's not different. I'm not sure how you thought that this could possibly change any. Do you have, you know what really upsets me, what really offends me, is that you have so little faith in us after, for absolutely no reason, just out of the sheer kindness of our hearts, we decided to help you with this. You thought that the same type of people that made that decision would just abandon you. Me, you thought I would have been after what I've gone through.
Can
How
I
dare
just
you think
like
that of me?
whisper to Lark and be like, I feel like Arthur's the only one that's like so upset with this.
Oh, Rerek, darling. Percy's committed one of the deepest faux pas where I'm from at this point by being caught in a lie, a true lie, not even an elegant one.
Do you two have anything to add? Do you want to share with the class here? And I'm sorry, I'm not coming after you. I'm just kind of pissed.
Oh no, continue. Continue accosting Percy.
No, actually, I think that was it for the moment. Yeah.
I'm disappointed, but not surprised in the least.
I'm disappointed, but we have a job to do.
I'm not exactly here by choice anymore, boys. So I'm not going anywhere regardless of what happens.
Right. Okay. I'm sorry. I'll do whatever I can to make it up to you.
Yeah, dude,
Whatever
just
you
roll better
can.
initiative next time.
When you say like you'll do whatever you can, Lark just has a wicked grin on his face, and he's just gonna say, "I'm going to hold you to that one day." Just so you know.
Yeah, I always forget to be careful about my words with you.
Okay, so I'm gonna need a minute. But I guess Lark and Rerek were kind of right, and I wouldn't be back here if there weren't, but you're still an asshole. So, asshole is what I'm saying.
You really should let Arthur
Fair.
just ransack the place if we find any valuables.
If you can find anyone willing to buy them, they're yours.
Well, I would have thought that goes without saying, but thanks, I guess.
So if we want to take a short rest, then
I will say that would be your short rest, sitting
Okay.
down and having a nice chat, because you're just talking. So if you want to complete a short rest, you may.
I was going to say,
Before we
Percy, you
complete the
might
short
use
rest-
his medicine kit on Jasmine if Arthur lets him.
Yeah, Arthur will probably just kind of like watch you like a hawk like the whole
Yeah.
time, but he'll allow it. Like he knows you have skill.
Sure. So she can regain 10 HP.
Okay, cool. So why are you being such a poop?
Lark's gonna do the thing that I never get to do, and I think I've gotten to do it one time in the podcast since I multi-classed. I'm gonna burn my other Warlock slot and make myself an extra sorcery point and then regenerate my Warlock slots. Because I'm part Warlock and they get spells back on short rests and we never take short rests.
Yeah.
True. We
So I have
don't.
5 sorcery points now.
Okay, Jasmine's got some hit points back. I didn't spend any. Nope. So we are, yeah, I'm all good.
Cool.
Okay. So. Now what?
I'm just going to gesture at the door we haven't gone through.
I guess Arthur just kind of like glares at him and then starts walking towards that door.
Before we continue on, though, Percy, if those voices get out of control, you need to let us know, all right?
I will.
Wait, how many spell slots do I get back from a short?
You
Right.
don't get any unless you use Arcane Recovery, and you can regain like half your level worth of.
I mean, I've only used 2.
So I think the way Arcane Recovery works, you can regain up to half your wizard level worth of spell slots on a short rest.
Mhm.
But you can only do that once a day, I think.
Yeah, you can only do that once a day.
Yeah.
And what time of day
Yes.
is it?
It's getting close to night.
Okay. Can I do that then?
Yes,
Yeah,
you may.
so it's spell slots that have a combined level that's equal to or less than half your wizard level.
Yes,
So
since you're level
1
6.
third level slot, 3 first level slots, or
1 second level slot and 1 first level slot.
I'll just do
however
1/3
you want to do that.
level.
Yeah.
1/3 level slap.
I guess if we're to understand that it's getting kind of late now, Percy might speak. Before we go on, how do we want to spend the night? I don't know if we're going to find a very safe location here.
If I were you, I would spend the night with nope. Never mind.
Oh, if we didn't destroy that thing, you could have spent the night with your husband.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I mean, to be
Yup,
fair,
that's how this is gonna go.
a specter probably would have jumped your bones better than Edward did in the first place. Am I right?
Was that an undead joke? Because like, bones. Still mad though.
Yep.
We're just gonna make fun of Percy from now on every time we get the chance.
Absolutely, he is
Yeah.
so far in the doghouse. It's not
do
even
that
funny.
already.
Just more than before now. Get ready.
Yeah, definitely.
I
Do you
mean,
want to
I
find a
suppose-
bedroom here, or should we try to leave and come back in the morning? Or
Do you all want to camp out in the horrendously haunted mansion, or should we go back to like? I mean, there's Frog City. There's
Hard pass.
yeah.
Greenhouse of Horrors,
Also hard pass.
or we could go
Julia.
back to the what was it? Vampire. There's a vampire vineyard. There's a stage house that was full of mimics, but we at least killed all of them and slept there a few times, so we know it's safe-ish. Relative.
I mean, nothing's ideal. We could find a relatively safe enough room here and have someone keep watch at night.
I think the carriage house sounds like a great idea, Lark.
All right. Sure, we can head there now.
Yeah, he's already walking. Arthur's walking. he's already.
Yeah, so you make your way out of the house, down the path, through the garden that seems to still be alive with activity of various creatures off in the periphery, possibly fungoid in origin. You pass through, at this point, it's nighttime. You pass through the burnt hedge maze. You pass by the graveyard. You go to the crossroads and back to the carriage house. And at this point, it's probably somewhere around 10 o'clock at night. And you are back at the carriage house, just as quiet and empty as you left it.
Arthur probably is looking around, picks up an empty bottle, sighs, sits it back down, and then goes to find a bed.
Yeah, we'll do the same. He's gonna do a lot of praying tonight.
Wait, do you say that in character or out of character?
Out of character. I mean,
Okay.
maybe I'll offhandedly mention it just so you can say what you want to.
Yeah. Pray to your mortal gods that don't even have the power to break a curse on you. Quite entertaining.
And then as Rerek is trying to sleep, he goes, and pray to your God that we get real fruit salad tomorrow.
I fucking love Rerek.
that was fucking insane. I wish I had that sound.
Okay, so Betty buys for us.
Yes.
Wait,
Of course,
How does
I
Lark
did-
sleep? Does he lay down to sleep on those wings, or does he just like hover? Or
So when
He
Lark,
goes,
Lark does a lot of sleeping on his stomach.
okay, good to know. I'm just curious. For the record, like in character, Arthur's probably gonna ask that, like when we wake up, because he's never bothered to ask.
or
Uh,
he wakes up early just to check. While
Right,
he's sleeping.
like poke it with a stick.
does Arthur ever wake up at the crack of dawn, though?
In every
God,
crack.
no, he's like almost always hungover. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, like, so part of Lark's warlock shtick is that he finds it easiest to commune and get his warlock powers in transient times. So dusk and dawn, when it's sometime between day and sometime between night. Because that's when metaphysical veils are weakest, or some shit.
yeah.
Magic stuff. Got it.
Magic stuff, right? Reasons.
Hmm.
Though I definitely imagine some mornings he wakes up, gets his powers, and then goes back to bed if he's tired.
Yeah.
Oh, so this
Lark
is a
thing.
long rest now. Then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
Yes, yeah, we're
going
taking
into
a
a
long
long
rest.
rest.
Stupid Arcane Recovery didn't do shit.
Yeah, taking a short rest and then a long rest, I lose that sorcery point. The extra sorcery point I made.
Sorry, I was worried about being in the house at nighttime.
Well, I guess that's the detriment of coffee locking, I believe it's called.
Yeah.
I think coffee locking is where it's set up so you don't take long rests anymore, so you can
Right.
keep the extra. I'm not doing that. That's too much
Yeah.
math in my head.
Yeah.
Because you lose any extra sorcery points you make that go past your sorcerer level on a long rest.
Hmm. Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna
Yeah.
regain my hit
So
points.
all of you managed to get a long rest undisturbed. Of course, Percy, the voices continue. They beg for freedom. They offer you powers in return for their freedom.
I think just because he has a stealth slot left, he's about to take a long rest. He's going to cast silence to see if that does anything.
I don't think it actually does. It doesn't do anything.
Wonderful.
It probably makes the voices louder because there isn't outside
Yeah,
things that you can kind of
wonderful.
zero in on. It makes the voices louder. But otherwise, you all gain a long rest and you wake up in the morning in the carriage house.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah, Arthur is actually probably gonna like come down, and when he finds Lark, he's gonna ask, I never thought about it, but how do you, like, I mean, do you just like float while you sleep? Or, I mean, the wings have to be inconvenient. Like that can't be fun.
Lark's just gonna be like, unless I'm sleeping with you, what does it matter, Arthur?
Well, I was just curious, God, no, first of all, you know what? Never mind.
I mean,
We slept together
Fair
before.
question. Wait a minute. What are you talking about?
And we just slept in the same room.
Okay, I understand that you're 15, but that phrase means something different to most of the rest of the room.
let me demonstrate. And Lark just goes to whatever constitutes furniture still in this place.
Okay, nope, that's not necessary.
Does he just
And he's
go
just gonna
plank?
lay down.
Just go plank on
Yeah, just
I swear to
lays-
God, if he grabs an ankle.
He's gonna belly
Oh, so
lay.
that's
like,
why he has such good abs.
just belly lay. It's fine. Like Katy Perry on the cover of Teenage Dream.
Oh,
I knew
yeah.
it.
That's how Lark sleeps.
Okay.
Okay.
You sleep with like something brushed up in front of his stomach, and he's just like,
While that's happening, Percy is just like, he comes down and is just awkwardly getting himself ready.
Not me Googling Teenage Dream just to see how it looks.
the cover
God.
actually probably I stopped listening to Katy Perry after Teenage Dream pretty much. But the cover is by a painter whose work I really like.
Can I take like just a quick? I just need a potty break really fast.
I think it's Will Cotton. It's Will Cotton.
Actually, we should probably end the episode there as you all are getting ready to head back to the house. So we will see you next week to find out what happens in the house and how this new group dynamic is going to work. And I will see the rest of you in about 10 minutes.